The average lifespan is only 2 to 5 years.
ALS, a debilitating disease with no cure. 80 Barkin, an activist, deals with the consequences of it every day.
On the football field, Steve Gleason was known for being fast and fearless.
I have been diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's a disease in the motor neurons, and this disease is almost always fatal.
Former New Orleans Saints man Steve Gleason lives with it today as well, paralyzed, using technology to communicate.
Time became Brian's most pressing question for his doctor.
And then I think you have about 6 months or so.
And how do you even process something like that?
At 36 years old, Brian was diagnosed with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
By Lou Gehrig's 37th birthday, Carlos Beltran's age, he could not leave his house. Within months, to take a picture of him working at his desk, they would have to force his hand closed around a pencil. And that within months of that, he would not be able to raise his own head.
In sports, it is the epitome of an oxymoron. Gladiators competing with brute strength, giving their all, then having to have round-the-clock assistance for a motionless life. I first learned the story of Chris Snow, assistant GM of the Calgary Flames, from HBO's Real Sports. They found old footage of Snow as a youngster, building his career through the ranks of the Flames franchise. A young, spry Snow was viewed as a numbers whiz. In this day and age, sabermetrics in sports play a pivotal role. In March of 2023, this was Snow during an interview session with the show. John Frankel served as the interviewer and made note of Snow having to lean back to enunciate, and breaks were taken many times to have his mouth swabbed and his throat cleared by an electronic device. When asked why he continued going to work, Snow said this: "I'm still healthy and I'm still winning." It was a devastating piece on ALS, how one disease can make a healthy man in his 30s go from this to this. His story was inspiring and depressing as we hope and pray for a cure.
Yeah, Chris was diagnosed with ALS in June of 2019. He has a particularly aggressive form of ALS, so he was given 6 to 12 months to live.
Kelsie Snow, Chris's wife, spoke with Breakfast Television. At the time of his diagnosis, Kelsie said this:
"In this process, I think what I've learned is just that hope is absolutely everything in life."
She also gave insights into her husband's family.
His ALS is actually genetic, so less than a year before he was diagnosed, his dad passed away of ALS. He's lost 2 uncles and also a 28-year-old cousin to the disease.
Snow was a former sports writer turned executive. Him and his wife documented their experiences. They became advocates for others. They raised money for research and promoted social media campaigns to raise awareness, including starting the foundation to set up a fund for ALS research called Snowy Strong. In 2021, CBS Sunday Morning actually spoke with Chris on potential breakthroughs.
The most promising experimental ALS treatment so far is something called tofersen from Biogen. It appears to slow the progression for a very rare form of ALS. Chris Snow got access to tofersen through a clinical trial. It's given via a spinal injection every 4 weeks.
Kelsie chronicled Chris and her life with ALS, a disease roughly 5,000 people are diagnosed with each year in the U.S., with about 15 new cases per day. On her podcast, Sorry I'm Sad, and her work as a freelance writer. Then came the tweets. On September 27th, Kelsie Snow shared that Chris was unresponsive and he went into cardiac arrest. Although paramedics got his heart to beat again, he suffered a catastrophic brain injury. She said the doctors do not expect him to wake up. Hug your people, she ended.
Our good friend Chris Snow had a medical emergency yesterday, and he's been battling ALS for 5 years. And he's in another battle right now.
Craig Conroy, GM of the Calgary Flames, spoke to the media in regards to Chris. On September 28th, Kelsie would write, "Tests yesterday confirmed that Chris will not wake up. In life, Chris offered his body to a clinical trial to help others. In death, he will do the same. He remains on life support while organ donation is arranged. We are so proud of him." 2 days later, Kelsie would write, "Today we hug Chris for the last time, and said goodbye as he went to give 4 people the gift of life by donating his kidneys, liver, and lungs. We are deeply broken and deeply proud. In life and death, Chris never stopped giving. We walk forward with his light guiding us. Her friends set up a GoFundMe, which I encourage everyone to donate to. Maya would write, the goal of this fundraiser is simple, to provide Kelsie and her 2 kids with the financial security needed to be able to share as many smiles together in Chris's honor as they can in the coming years. On January 31st, Kelsie would write in her blog, here's the truth. You're sad. We're scared. This is lonely. Many days it feels like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is no winning against this disease. There is only learning how to live with all the loss. You are facing a lifetime, however much longer that lifetime is, of getting worse, of being able to lift a glass of water to your lips one day and not the next, of taking sips of water one day and not swallowing anything again forever the next, of adjusting your pajamas in bed one night and asking me to do it for you the next. I really hope, as someone who, the Strom family is tough, but we also lost somebody to ALS, and let me just say, it is debilitating and devastating. And I hope we have a cure one day. And my heart goes out to the Snow family and everyone affected by this horrible disease.